What's up, everybody? Comedy of, was it tragedy? A comedy of errors? Was it, what's Steve's book?
Let's ask Uncle Creepy.
Yeah, what's up?
That's our opening right now. That's our amazing guest that we'll introduce in a few moments. But welcome to Brantim Live. I'm your co-host, Brandon E. Brooks.
And I'm Tim Milliken. We'll do it live.
Yes. We have a phenomenal actor of well over a couple decades, and he's been in a ton of amazing films and television shows over the years, and we'll talk to him about his amazing career in a bit.
Yeah.
But we're going to unpack some business right now about the Atlantic City Celebrity Convention.
Yeah, so a few things on the docket today. First and foremost, we're going to wait till the end because I'm going to ask Brendan to pick a number 1 through 6 because I've narrowed down all the people who purchased a pair of weekend passes who entered the drawing for the ultimate VIP pass upgrade. And I'm actually going to put it on Brendan to pick a number 1 through 6 because I took basically 6 out of that hat, and we have 6 left. So one of those 6 winners is going to be the ultimate VIP upgrade, which gets you into the Thursday kickoff party, red carpet and all that good stuff, and then the Friday after party, the Saturday after party, and an ultimate VIP t-shirt plus a weekend pass. So a pair of that will be one at the end of the show, so stick around for that. Number 1, we made a couple announcements over the last 2 days, a couple of our final announcements, not the end, but we're damn close to the end. Yesterday we announced amazing actress Emily Duravin.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, from Lost, Roswell, Once Upon a Time, Carrie remake, a whole bunch of good stuff. So her photo ops will be up shortly. We're just trying to work out the details on that. At the very least, it'll be ready for this weekend. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. And then today, this morning, or around noontime, Eastern time, we announced the Hammer, Fred Williamson, the legendary.
Yes.
Legendary Fred Williamson. So super excited about that. And so make sure you get your tickets to the con. But also, like, we're going to be putting up his photo ops over the weekend as well. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, lastly, just, please, if you're looking to be a vendor, looking to be a sponsor, and if you're looking for tickets for pro photo ops, go to brantim.realms.tv. The main thing is that, like, there's going to be a lot of people at the convention. So please do us a favor and get your pro photo ops like pre-sale. Like, please do that so that it's not, there's going to be a lot of people at the convention, and we're going to try to, like, not sell pro photo ops or a very minimal amount at the convention for the pro photo ops. Anyway, you can get table selfies and stuff like that with the guests, but if you want a pro photo op, please buy them in advance. It helps the con and makes things run smoother. So, that's all I got, I guess, for today.
Absolutely, and to piggyback what Tim said, like someone like this legendary man right here, Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Yes, he's only Saturday only. So get your pro photo ops, and you're ahead of time because they're super limited for. To meet this icon of pro wrestling, this WWE Hall of Famer right here. So make sure you do that. So without further ado, this actor has been one of my favorites for basically since the beginning, like amazing projects like Welcome to the Dollhouse, Empire Records, just a whole slew of things, even coming up to recent pictures like Don't Breathe 2 and his amazing character portrayal on Russian Doll. So without further ado, let's welcome to Brantim Live, Brendan Sexton III.
What's up?
What's up? What's up, everybody?
Oh, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Thanks,
absolutely. Brendan, so we talked a little bit about how far we go back. So I always start all these things with just kind of going back to the beginning where it all started for you. So how did you get started in this crazy business of acting?
I would say in public school in New York City is where I got my start. I was definitely a troublemaking kid and class clown and getting kicked out of class all the time. And the class was doing a play and I thought it was stupid. And then the whole class unanimously voted that I played the lead character.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And my 4th grade teacher, Miss Levinson, I gave her so much trouble, man. And she stuck me in this play and I loved it. and that's kind of where I got the bug, and that's where it started. Yeah,
that's cool.
Did you have support from your family? I mean, I've done a lot of shows, and so it's 50-50 kind of.
I did very much so. I had a lot of like happy accidents, like you know, there was a community rec center in my neighborhood that you could join for $10 a year, and they held acting classes there.
Oh, no way.
And they were run by like a friend's from school's father. And then when I was in middle school, the summer of 1993, my sister's best friend was in the experimental theater program at NYU, and she was doing a modernized version of the Greek play Orestes, and they needed someone to play the god Apollo. So I went in and auditioned for it, and they hired me on the spot with a handshake. And the lead actor from that won an Obie Award from that show. He later won an Obie and a Tony from a different show, Jefferson Mays. And the show was directed by this woman named Tina Lana, who's a very prestigious theater director. And I found my first agent from there, and I was in my first feature film a year later.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
And what was the first for you?
My first feature film was Welcome to the Dollhouse.
Okay.
We shot that in 1994. At the time, it was called Middle Child. They submitted it to Sundance in 95. It got rejected. So we reshot some scenes, and they re-edited it and changed the title and resubmitted the next year, and then won the festival in 96.
Awesome.
Wow, that's cool.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah. And that was like I think the budget on that was like $200,000, you know? If you were willing to max a few credit cards, you could be an executive producer in those days. And, you know, that's pretty much how the film was funded back then.
So how did the film Boys Don't Cry come to you? Like how far off was that?
And we shot that in 1998. I was 18 at the time. Yeah. And that was another happy accident. Like my manager's office was across the hall from Killer Films, who produced the movie.
Gotcha.
And my manager, and I think his company ended up co-producing the film with them, but they were like, "You got to put our boy in there." And then I almost didn't do the movie. I got cold feet at one point, and I like told the director, I was like, "I can't do it. This is brutal. This is crazy." And so I'm glad I did it though. It was very difficult, challenging film, but I'm glad I did it.
So one of the fan questions I got that I wanted to ask was about this cult classic film here. And actually, the question was, did you know when you were doing this that this would be kind of that film? Kind of, there was a generation of films that we all kind of grew up on, whether Kevin Smith or Richard Linklater or whatever. And this was one of those films that kind of caught on in the zeitgeist. Did you know when you were doing it that you were doing something special?
I know we were all young and we were having a blast. Like the oldest person on that set besides Anthony LaPaglia was like, I guess there were a couple people in their 30s maybe, you know, like Anthony LaPaglia and Debbie Mazar or what have you. But the rest of us, I think the next oldest person was like 22. And in my eyes, they were like such an adult. You know, but now if I meet a 22-year-old, it's like, you're a baby, Jesus. And I was 14, and we're all, you know, holed up on location for 8 weeks by ourselves, and like just having a blast. And so I think there were some rewrites while we were filming that like upset the cast, you know, because I think people really, really cared about the project a lot and definitely thought it was going to be something. And then they actually released the movie in theaters, I think out of contractual obligation, and it totally bombed. They think they put it on 2 theaters with no,
really,
yeah, with no marketing or promotion, and then it became like this VHS hit despite the studio's best efforts.
So one of my questions that interests me is because as a fellow actor, you've done a wide variety of characters, and you have so many looks. I was looking for pictures for this for you, and you've transformed into so many different looks for your characters, different weight, different hair, different things. Now, was that a conscious effort in the beginning as a character, as an actor? And I'm going to ask you a second question to do this, but was that a conscious effort for you as an actor from the beginning to just always kind of bring something different to each character that's uniquely that specific role?
I think at first it was because I was playing older a lot. I was a young man. Not even old enough to drink, and like I had to play older sometimes. And so it started with that, and then I think then there's like a thing where like if a casting director sees you once with a beard, you're all of a sudden the bearded guy. And now all your roles have to be bearded. Like you're not allowed to be clean shaven or have a mustache or anything. So I think that's how it came about. But it's definitely a neat little acting trick that, you can change your hair or something or wear a wig and let the wig do the acting for you, and everyone thinks you're really great, but all you did was just show up and say your lines. So it's a nice little cheat or life hack. So.
Now, what do you like? Many years ago, I was doing my first film festival, and one of my all-time favorite actors, William Forsythe, I remember saying we were going to try to name the award we were going to give him, which was like a lifetime achievement. And somebody said, we'll give him the character actor award or something of that nature. And I remember telling it to him on the phone, and he shut me down cold. I thought I lost him altogether. He's like, I am not a character actor, Brandon. He's like, I'm an actor. And like, he just went down, and it was cool after it. But I thought I was like shitting the brick, like, oh my gosh, I just lost him. He's not going to come to the festival anymore. Yeah. And after it, he was totally cool. He was totally cool. And he's been one of my greatest friends for the last like over a decade. But at that time, he really he explained to me kind of like that it was, in his mind, it was kind of putting him in a box. Now, what do you feel about those two words, character actor? Does that offend you, or is that something that rolls over your shoulders or whatever?
It just means you're not handsome. That's all it means. You're not handsome enough to be a leading man. That's all it means.
Come on, man.
This is great.
Look at this guy right there. Look at that guy right there. Look at that guy right there. Look at this. We got another one. Look at that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Okay. There's a little blue steel there. Yeah.
The vest, little blue steel, a little bit of that there. But
yeah, that one's not bad. I'll give you that. Yeah, I think some of my favorite character actors are actually lead actors, and they're just so good, and they have box office appeal. So now they're in leading roles, but every time they show up, they play someone different.
It's true. I mean, the Sam Rockwells and people. I mean, I was looking through some of your photos, and I saw you with a photo with another fave actor of mine, John Tucker. And it's just, again, somebody who's not necessarily considered.
But Gary Oldman, he's like the master of characters. I mean, he plays in
absolutely. Like, is he not a character actor? He's a character actor.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he's also a lead.
Every time he's on screen, he's not. Some of my favorite actors, it's like, I won't name names, but they're like all-time greats. But they really get on screen and they play themselves, and they're so good at playing themselves. They do it a lot, and they get paid handsomely for it, as they should. Yeah. But someone like Gary Oldman, right, is completely different. It's transformative from one project to the next, no matter what it is. I just think it means you're not handsome. That's all.
I'm gonna say that to William. She's gonna laugh.
Careful now.
No, he knows it's all with love. But like I mentioned to you before the show, one of my all-time favorite films. I'm a huge horror buff, and this film here, Session 9, is one of the greatest. Has one of the greatest taglines there: "Fear is a place." And this is a film too I found when it first came out. Tell us a little bit about that experience. Like, you're working with a lot of amazing talent, and you were younger at the time too. But what was the experience of working on that set and just that whole? And did you know you were doing something that would end up being a cult classic horror film?
I guess I did and I didn't. I definitely was really passionate about the project, and I thought it was really cool. I didn't realize it would still have appreciation a quarter century later,
Yeah.
So that, but we were definitely doing something new and interesting. Brad Anderson is such a good director, and I think at the time was known for like doing rom-coms, but he knows how to build suspense with a camera better than almost anyone, maybe. Like, the camera really knows how to tell a story in his films, and he can build suspense through camera lenses and angles and movements, and it's something people study in film school all the time, but rarely execute. And he and his cinematographers managed to pull it off. I sort of knew I was working on something special. It was like one of the first digital films ever. We didn't shoot that on film, which back then was an extreme rarity, and now is the norm. And then now when you shoot on film, that's the extreme rarity. So we shot that digitally. I don't know what the camera was then. I'm not sure. They most likely don't make it anymore. That's for sure.
Panasonic DVX 100.
Yeah, it's probably some Panasonic, right? Totally. It's not a high 8; it's a high 16. I don't know what it was. But yes, and we shot it on location at an abandoned hospital in Danvers, Massachusetts, which I think is, like in the film, actually luxury condos now.
It's true. I live like 40 minutes from there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Verified. Oh yeah. And in the film they talk about that, and they actually went and did it. They finally did it, but it was a spooky place.
Oh, yeah.
And we were filming there, during the day, but you could walk deep enough into the grounds, into the hospital, and it would be pitch black in the middle of the day, pitch black. And living in modern society with lights all the time and being from an urban environment, you don't see pitch black often, and it can be terrifying.
And
it was. It was amazing. It was I genuinely, such a unique experience working there. It was a really good time.
Cool. So, a lot of people were asking too that. So obviously, we found you through a convention rep. But do you do a lot of conventions? Do you get out that often and do this, or how many of you?
This is going to be my first one.
Really?
This is going to be my first one ever. I've never done one before. Yeah.
So, Jesus Christ.
So if this is a bad experience, I'm never doing it again.
No pressure. Okay.
No pressure.
All the Brendan
No
Sexton
pressure whatsoever.
Oh, geez.
This is. I have an actor friend, Heather Matarazzo from Welcome to the Dollhouse, who I still talk to upon occasion. Mm-hmm. She reached out to me recently, and she told me that she thinks I ought to get into doing conventions and that I would actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
And so I'm dipping my toe in. I'm gonna see.
Now we gotta try even harder, man, to make sure it's awesome.
We appreciate that.
You're gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
You will have a great
This
time.
is gonna be my first one ever.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. What, Brendan? One of the deeper questions that I think I asked a few times on my old podcast was more of a behind the scenes acting type question, and it's kind of helped a lot of young up and coming actors or people just to kind of see the people that are seasoned, that they go through different processes too. Now, do you ever deal with anxiety or anything like that before you get in front of the camera? Do you deal with any those thoughts in your head, like even at a earlier or even at a later date? Like sometimes people have those lumps in their throat before they get on stage to perform or whatever, and that's one of the questions that was asked of us to present to you.
Okay, I'll just say one. I've seen people's comments, and I really appreciate them, and I look forward to them. Look forward to meeting those people. But I will say I deal with terrible stage fright, actually, and for me it hasn't gotten better, but it's more about, for me, I just need to be prepared.
There you go.
And then, but I'm also, it's tough because some of my stuff I do is very choreographed, and I know precisely exactly what I want to do and how. And then some of it is, talking to a director, and I sound like an amateur because they'll ask what I think about this, and I'm like, I don't really know. I might wear different. If it's a Tuesday, I might wear a pair of yellow socks, and I'll see how I'm feeling, and then I just jump in,
Yeah.
But I get terrible stage fright, and usually the way to overcome that is through preparation. But even with preparation, it's still very present, and it doesn't matter how long I've been doing this. I have it regardless.
Right. And then again, that's helped. There's been some actors too that have said the same thing, and it's helped because I think because people do it for so many years that it's so easy, and there's no like doubts or anything. And when you're playing so many different deep characters, like your character on Russian Doll, or your character even early on in Welcome to the Dollhouse,
Russian Doll. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Russian Doll is a perfect example, because the first season of Russian Doll, I had only read the pilot. That's the only script they gave me. And then I flew to New York, and then they give me episode 3, and we're shooting and that's what we're shooting first, is episode 3, because there was a show shot in blocks instead of chronologically. And so we're doing episode 3 first. And my character only had 1 or 2 lines in the first episode. And so, I actually had no idea who my character was. And I had one view of who my character was. And then I show up on set, and it's like, oh, I have this whole ass backstory and these huge scenes. And Natasha Lyonne, the writer, director, creator, star, was like, actually, your character's like this, and this is, in terms of Greek mythology, this is the parallel to your character, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, so, and for that show, I was wildly unprepared, and in a way, it was a blessing. It was just like I had my little baseline that I created myself, and then I was just like, oh, okay, so I have no choice. I'm jumping in the deep end now. Like, no life preserver, no waiters, nothing. Just gotta go. And sometimes that's best. And then it's all jazz, man. It's all jazz.
Did you want to ask something, Brendan? Or you want me to go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
All right. So I mean, we have a massive guest list, obviously, for this convention. But I mean, I don't know if you've seen everybody that we have, but is there anybody that you have seen that you've worked with before?
I mean, I've been in this industry so long that there's probably a few people I've worked with.
We know of at least one. Brendan, do you have the picture?
Yeah, we have. This is gonna be the thing. This is gonna be a thing that's next. But there's this right here.
Yes. That's awesome.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about what this picture. That's going to be the next thing we go into. But go ahead and tell us a little bit about what this picture represents with you and Dan.
That's Tony Award winning Dan right there. That's from the Marconi Brothers, a little independent film we did like in I don't know, 2006 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good memory there.
Yeah.
I came across that the other night, and I was like, "Wait a minute, I've missed this one here."
Poster,
and I was like,
it had an alternate title. It was like Wedding Bros or something like that.
That's what it was. It was Wedding Bros.
But it had both names.
Yeah.
I mean, on IMDb, but it was released. It was released in 2008. But
right.
you probably filmed it in 2006, maybe. But
yes. That's normally it takes my films 2 years to come out because the films I do, they run out of money, and that's what happens.
So this is something people have liked on the show. What I do is I put up a photo, and you give me a little story about what it represents, and I've gone through your wide variety of spectrum, so I got some cool photos. So don't shoot me if there's some that are embarrassing, but hey, you're
no, I'll shoot you for sure.
This was the first one that caught my eye the other day that I was like, I have to know.
My ego is fragile. You better be gentle, man.
I have to know, man. There we go. What's with the cornrows here, my brother?
Awesome. So that is Index Magazine, 1999. Photo by Terry Richardson. So it was 99, and Terry lived on like Bowery and Spring, and in a building that Chloe Sevigny lived in as well. And he lived at his studio, and I went there, and it was 99, and the Knicks were hot that year. Like Latrell Sprewell was on the Knicks, and he always had cornrows. And I was talking to the hair and makeup artist, and I flippantly said, "Yeah, give me cornrows," as a joke. And he's like, "Girl, I'm a Puerto Rican kid from the projects. You're gonna get cornrows now." And
nice.
That's what happened.
Nice. Okay, here's another more of a pretty kind of a cover here. Again?
That's the same. So that's the same photo shoot. That's the same.
So there we go. So this is totally different.
Yeah. So that's the cover. I obviously my hair is long, and I had like these. When my hair gets long, it gets extremely curly, and I had these like long locks at the end, and they just like blow dried it and gave me like a 1970s David Carradine look, I guess, and made me sexualized me and made me feminine, I guess. I don't know.
That's cool.
All right, here's another one that I could not
lots of drugs were probably involved.
I could not explain this if I tried, so hopefully you can. Tell us about the fire monkey.
Oh my God. Yeah, again, lots of drugs are probably involved.
Brandon, what are you doing to him here, man?
I am not a minor here, but I am dangerously close to being a minor in this photo shoot. My most embarrassing photos are definitely from being a minor and being dangerously close to being a minor. And a lot of magazines definitely like to use me as jailbait, for sure.
Oh gosh. Okay, this is a little easier. I think this car is rad here. What is this here?
Okay. That is from movie about
that's a dope.
What movie is this from? Do you know what movie this is from?
I don't.
This is one I just found randomly on a We Love Brendan Sexton site, and I was like, I need to know
I'm old, so I forget everything now, but I do know what movie this is from. It's about a band, and I forgot the band's name. They sing Cherry Bomb. It's Joan Jett's first band.
Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Is that the?
Yeah. What was her first band?
Oh, the Runaways.
The Runaways. Yeah.
It's from the Runaways. So I play. Okay. Yeah. If you hire Brendan Sexton, it means someone in your movie is going to get murdered or violently sexually assaulted. And so or the threat is looming. And so I play a creepy. Yeah. So I play a creepy old man that is like hitting on these high school girls who are underage, and I ride them around in my car.
Nice. He's got a dope car to draw everybody.
Oh yeah, it was an amazing muscle car. One thing about movies though is whenever you have a 40-year-old, that time probably 30-year-old, but whenever you have a 40-year-old car in your movie, it's never gonna work. It's never gonna run, and the car gave us so much problems. It never runs. Never runs.
Yeah. All right, here's one right here. Bam.
Yes.
Very zen. What is this?
Okay, that is 2010-ish, between 2010 and 2012. That's on the set of Yellow, a film by Nick Cassavetes.
All right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I don't think that film ever came out because it ran into money troubles. Again, like most of the movies I do, it ran into money troubles. Okay, so one cool thing about that, see, I am playing older there. So I have natural gray in my beard now, but that I'm like 30 years old. I'm playing a prisoner, and I was playing an older version of like the lead character,
gotcha,
or one of the lead characters. And the actor who was playing me was like 28, and he was playing 16, and I was like 32, playing 45.
Interesting math.
So this goes back to your first question, and that's what prompted the beard in that. And we actually added gray to the beard in that one, stuff like that. And now the gray is just natural and a part of me.
Gotcha. All right. Here's another cool project I actually have seen. Here we go. If it comes up, there we go. Tell us a little bit about this one. Chirp. Yes.
Chirp. Let them chirp a while. Okay,
yes.
good. See, you have to remind me because I'm old. That's this was like Mumblecore era Brendan Sexton. This was like a $60,000 movie we did in New York City, and and like
really,
yeah. I mean, I think the director like funded it through he and his parents' credit card, like
oh shit. Wow.
Yeah, and Jonathan Blitzstein was the writer director, and he's a sweetheart, and I don't know, he's doing like film executive things now. He's much smarter than he was then. He got out of filmmaking and into producing, so he's a smart man.
Nice. This is an interesting photo right here that I found. Okay. Bam.
Yes. Awesome.
Bam. This is a movie that's a really cool little movie here that I've seen as well. Tell us a little bit about God is a Bullet.
Yeah, so that is another Nick Cassavetes project. Basically, when all of Nick Cassavetes' favorite actors are employed and can't do his movie, he calls me. And so that's what happened here. Cool. Yeah, no, it's the best. It's the best. It's guaranteed work as long as everyone else is employed. So that's another Nick Cassavetes project. He and we've been trying to work together since we were like 16. Since I was like 16. So since the 90s. And it took us like 15 years to work together finally. And then it took us another 10 or 15 years to work together again. So that's what happened there.
Tim,
and that's
so homeboy.
That's another Nick Cassavetes project based on the book God is a Bullet. It came out like last year or 2 years ago. We shot it during the pandemic in Mexico. It was a great time.
Awesome.
So this was a great shot right here that I came across. Boom, right there. I like this. Tell us a little bit about what this shot represents.
Wow. I actually know what this is. It took me a moment. This is from a movie called Sparks. that we shot in 1997 with Terrence Howard and Nicole Ari Parker. That we shot in the middle of the desert in California in the middle of summer, because it's independent film and we love doing stupid, torturous things. We love 110-degree heat with stage lights. Like, it's the best
stage lights,
best idea. Yeah, best idea ever. But as you can tell, I'm holding a gun there, so the trope holds true. If you want someone shot in your movie, you should hire Brendan Sexton.
Yes, yeah. There's another one here. If you want somebody shot, there we go. That's another. Awesome.
The best, absolute best.
All right, so a couple more. This one here was this one here. Tell us what this shot represents. You and Kate Hudson here.
Me and Kate Hudson, 1998. We shot that movie in Tonopah, Nevada, which is a small town in the high desert of Nevada. Directed by Morgan J. Freeman, not the actor Morgan Freeman, but Morgan J. Freeman, who I did another film with that won quite a few awards at Sundance.
Awesome.
So that's what that is.
Awesome. So this last shot here, we spoke a little bit before the show about Tim and also this gentleman that's in the photo with you. Tell us a little bit about what this red carpet photo represents right here from Tribeca Film Festival.
That's me, and well, Mark Webber is the bald man next to me, and a bunch of other actors at the Tribeca Film Festival for a film called Just Like the Sun, also directed by Morgan J. Freeman. Yeah.
Awesome. Yes, also Frankie Shaw right there, who will be at the show as well.
Very cool.
Yes, absolutely. So you made it through. Oh, there was one more. That I wanted to answer for, because I read a little bit about it, and it felt like it was really
I want
special.
you to account for this photo. How did it?
I think it was. I just feel like it was something a little special, and I wanted to answer like something about the blind here. So, do you know what this here was like a cool shot? Because I read a little bit about it. So, can you tell us a little bit about what this represents?
Oh yeah. This is a short film I did a few years ago. I don't really remember it, I have to say, but I do remember shooting it. I remember shooting it at Craftman in Pasadena.
No, it had something to do with the blind, it said. Like,
regards
to, okay. Yeah.
I also think I play a cheating husband in that.
Okay. So you don't play a blind person. So okay. Awesome.
Oh, cool.
Right. So again, there's been a lot of good outcry in regards to all of these different projects and stuff. And there's a lot of actors, like you said, you work with that'll be at the Atlantic City Celebrity Convention. So we always leave this off with kind of a question that can help out like the future actors or even people that are trying to ascend to where you are in your career, by asking like some words of advice or wisdom for them trying to get into this insane business that's very difficult. So leave us with some wisdom, Mr. Sexton.
I only have the cliches like get good at bussing tables, know how to mix cocktails, be born to rich parents. I don't know how to do it as a career. I'm not good at doing the career stuff. I've tried to get out of acting so many times that I'm the wrong person to ask how to get into it. And I also can't tell you how to get out of it, because I've failed at that as well. I think the first time I quit acting, I was 20. I'm now 44 years old. So like, and I've quit. I don't know. When I was 30, I was doing pilot season in Los Angeles, and I was like, at my wit's end, and I was just in sort of acceptance, and I was like, this is my last pilot season. Like I really have to like just go back to school and find a new career if this pilot season doesn't work out. And I like booked a pilot that season and ended up like airing on broadcast television. So it was just like, okay, I guess I'm not quitting now. So I really, I think it's perseverance and doggedness and last person standing. And if you enjoy the work, it helps a lot. If you don't enjoy the work, then you shouldn't do it, because it's,
but it's a lot of the
you rarely reap the rewards. So you better enjoy what you're doing, because you rarely get to do it.
We've asked quite a few people that question, and a lot of people say the same thing. And but they also a word that keeps popping up: if like you really are set on doing it, then you got to be prepared. Like, be prepared, even with their failures, but just always be prepared, because when you do get the project, get a project, you got to just make sure that you're ready for the call. You know what I mean? That type of thing, and don't give.
Yeah, totally. I mean, if I have I rarely audition these days, but if I do have an audition, it's usually a call on a Friday and the audition's on a Monday or Tuesday, and so it's just like, oh, there goes your weekend.
Sure. So Brendan, bonus question. So did you take, when you had those kind of doubts there about doing this, did you do other jobs in between, or did you kind of just
for sure
to things like, I mean, I know Perry Shen said he was like, well, what was it? The Red Lobster, Applebee's, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he got the call like day one about his first big movie.
On his first day,
on his first day, he got the call, and he ended up getting his first Better Luck Tomorrow, that first big movie.
That's amazing.
And then leaving the job and whatever. So did you do those kind of like everyday things?
I mean, I was doing Postmates when it was still in beta.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I was, delivering pizzas and that kind of thing. And I've worked on film sets and commercial shoots and photo shoots and, sweeping floors and all sorts of stuff. I think if there was some sort of apprentice program for any other job out there, and I happened to stumble upon it, I would have done that with my life instead of acting, and I just never found it. But like, if I found anything else, I would have done that instead of acting. And I just never found anything else, and acting keeps reeling me back in as much as I don't want it to.
Well, you're one of the best, my friend.
You've been on our list for like a couple of our upcoming projects as well, and your name always comes up, because Brandon and I both appreciate you very much as an actor, and we know that you have a lot to give as an actor as well. I mean, you're a lot more than you've probably even shown. So we hope to work with you. After
Thank
the
you. Thank you both.
But before we leave too, I need Brendan to pick a number 1 through 6, because one of these 6 people is going to win the ultimate VIP upgrade. So I'm going to leave it on you. Number 5. All right. Number 5 is the username JustYou890, who that's your username on Realms. So you purchased 2 tickets to 2 weekend passes to the convention. Well, you've now been upgraded to 2 ultimate VIP passes.
Don't let me down, Just You.
Just You, you got to go to make sure you go to Brendan's table and get some photos with him. But so thank you so much. And Just You 890, I will be emailing you tomorrow with the verification and all that good stuff. So, but thank you everybody who bought the weekend pass, and continue to do so, because guess what? We're going to be running this contest again in just a month and a half from now. We're going to be running this one more time. So basically, anybody who has bought a weekend pass, plus anybody who continues to buy 2 weekend passes, will get another chance to win the ultimate VIP upgrade before the convention. So,
So Brendan, tell us where people can find you on social media. Do you do? I know you're on Instagram, or are you? Do you frequent it or not?
If you buy a ticket to Los Angeles and you start just like yelling my name out on the street, you might find me. Like, you have a better shot of getting in touch with me that way.
Yeah,
I'm on Instagram occasionally. Like, I might post a story and then it just disappears into the ether, and that's kind of roll.
Awesome.
So you gotta be on the lookout for
that. See fans, all the fans you got to come out to meet this guy.
You got to meet this dude.
You got to come out to meet this guy. You got to. He says he doesn't have the handsome gene, but this This right here, the hands folded right here, and then the quaff looking.
I will strike
tight.
that pose for you.
Right there.
Come on down.
And then right there again, the vest. He got the brooding thing here with the cool
I
hair.
think I still have that vest hanging in my closet.
Yes,
you got to bring it. Bring it with you.
You need to bring that right here. That's everybody coming out this July 25th to 28th. Come see Brendan, Mark Weber, Frankie Shaw, Pam Greer, Brett the Hitman Hart, Taryn Manning, Dan Fogler. Just a whole list of amazing talent here.
That's awesome.
Sherilyn Fenn. There's a lot of amazing talent.
Over 50 amazing, awesome. Well, 50 amazing, awesome people. That's who we have at our con. So come visit.
Absolutely. So come out, get your tickets right away.
I'm gonna get a photo with Brett the Hitman Hart.
There you go. We had Brendan Fair on from Roswell a few episodes ago, and it's one of his all-time favorite wrestlers.
Yeah, that's happening.
Yes. He will be there on Saturday. Yes, the Hitman will be in the house. WWE Hall of Famer. There he is with the sharpshooter right there. And so everybody, thank you, Brendan Sexton III, for joining us tonight on Brantim.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you, and we look forward to shaking your hand in Atlantic City, my friend.
Oh yeah.
All right, everybody. Without further ado, the awesome Brendan Sexton III. Have a good night, brother.
Peace. Bye.